Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jeevanam Kabibhiriditam Kalmasapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Bhurida Janaha. The nectar of thy words revives the scorched spirit of human beings. They purify the sinners and are the life of the holy. To hear them itself is auspicious and peace generating. They are the real givers who spread thy name far and wide. Welcome to the scripture class today, and today's scripture is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Such a wonderful topic we're studying. Yam has come and Sri Ramakrishna is beautifully explaining about the spiritual life. Page 417. The chapter is A Day at Dakshineshwar. Sri Ramakrishna was saying about the characteristic of a jnani. Who is jnani? Person of knowledge. These are the characteristics of jnani. Perhaps he has many luxuries at home, couch, chairs, paintings, and equipage, but any day he may leave all these and go off to Benares. So he's saying about the Jnani character is Jnani is not attached to the things, and Jnani's ego also is not binding to anyone. There might be a semblance, a show of ego or anger, but that doesn't hurt neither the Jnani nor other person. He has no any ill feeling towards any other person. That is the characteristic of Jnani. Momentarily, maybe he may use harsh words or he may seem to be a little angry, but he or she is never angry from heart with others. He doesn't have any feeling of any envy or jealousy with others. So that is the sign of a real life person. One is that. That's why he's not binding. Sri Ramakrishna compares the Jnani with a rope that is burnt rope. Burnt rope looks like rope, but it doesn't bind. You cannot bind with a burnt rope. So, like Jnani is not bound. He doesn't bind others, and he is not bound himself. He looks like human being with all the things, but he's quite separate, quite different from others. So that is the nature of Jnani. And he gives the example of Jnani like a sword that has touched the philosopher's stone. Philosopher's stone, when a sword of iron touches the philosopher's stone, it becomes sword of gold, pure gold. And when it is gold, looks like sword, you can call it sword, but it cannot hurt others. The metal has become very soft. It cannot hurt others. So Jnani is like that. It is like a sword that has turned into gold. And that way it cannot hurt, injure others. It cannot bind others. It's like a burnt rope. And here it says, he may have the things, but he's not attached to anything. No ego, no anger, and he's not attached to anything. He's free from attachment. He may have the things that others may think. So Jnani cannot be just judged by what does the person possess, whether a person is lives a very well-to-do, up-to-date life. So you cannot say he is very steeped in luxury. It may seem, we may miss that. So, but why we say he's not steeped in luxury? Because he is not attached. When people saw Sri Ramakrishna, he used to wear black border cloth and wear sometimes lean on a bolster, and people thought, oh, what type of Paramahamsa it is? No long beard and no assays. Paramahamsa is supposed to be that, and sleeps on a cot, modest cot with a bed, and leans on a bolster. What type of Paramahamsa? What type of sadhu? But those who are inside, they could find that Sri Ramakrishna was unused to these things. He was not habituated. It was not compulsorily these things have to have. He was not dependent on these things. So it was there. He used. If it is not there, no problem. So like that with the Jnani. So couch, chairs, and all things, paintings, chairs, couch, they all might be there in a Jnani's place. But the Jnani, man of knowledge, a spiritual person, may not be totally, may be totally detached from those. And that's Sri Ram, what is the sign of detachment? That he says, but any day he may leave all these and go off to Benares. So he's not attached to anything. So once one devotee said to a Swami long back, I hear this story, Swami of the Ramakrishna Order, and he came and said, the devotee said, Swami, what is the difference between you and me? I cannot understand. Because I also read Upanishad, you read Upanishad. I also do Japam, you also do Japam. Chant the Gita, I also memorize the Gita. You also have all the things of stotras in memory. So, what is the real difference between a monk and a householder? And we have same style. We also feel hungry, eat. I also feel hungry and eat. So where is the difference? I also do not cheat others. You also do not cheat others. I also try to speak the truth. You also speak the truth. So where is the difference? Householder, and I feel I have become like a monk. So then Swami said, yes, there is no difference. The difference is if tomorrow, if 4 paisa postcard comes from Belur Math, leave that ashram and come to Belur Math. I immediately take the train and go to Belur Math. Can you do that? Tomorrow, can you leave everything and go to Benares or go to other place? You cannot do. You are attached to the things. This attachment makes the difference. Sadhus are not attached to the things. Householders are attached to the things. So that is the difference. So that's how that sadhu had explained, and that's what Sri Ramakrishna says. This, by seeing, we cannot judge. We cannot judge the person, his lifestyle. Maybe that way, but they may be quite detached. And Swami Vivekananda says that attachment and detachment cannot be judged by the thing. A beggar might be nothing is there, no possession, but he might be quite attached to his begging bowl and whatever money he gets or whatever torn clothes he has. So he might be quite attached. Anything lost, he will be very sad. A king might be quite detached, like Janaka. He had the whole kingdom running this, but he was not at all attached to the kingdom. He knew that this is all a slow play going on. So that's why Janaka, the story of his detachment. Someone came and said, Janaka, your Mithila is on fire. So his own kingdom, palace, now he should be worried and run there. But we said, doesn't matter. They will be there. They are there. They will try to take off the things. Whatever is burned will be burned. Whatever they can save, they can save. Mithilayam pradagdhayam name daiheti kaschana. Mithila is burning doesn't mean I am burning. I means Atma. Even his body is burnt, he will say, Shariram pradagdhayam name daiheti kaschana. He was such a man of knowledge, totally detached from body, possession, kingdom, his all the things. So that is the sign of person of knowledge. So there's one beautiful story about how this, when you detach, how you become free from worries and anxieties. There was one person who used to own a big factory, and his house was nearby that factory. He had become quite old, and one day suddenly he found that his factory had got fired. And then he was very worried and called his daughter and see what happened. Factory got fire. How will you survive? Everything gone. The daughter came and said, Dad, did you forget? Yesterday only we sold that factory. It's no more ours. They said, oh, yes, I forgot that because he was quite old. After that, when he knew that it's burning, after that, he had no problem burning this factory. Factory burning is no problem. My factory burning. That was the problem. When the my thing gone, detachment came, then there is no problem with the thing. This attachment makes all the problems in the world. Attachment with not only ourselves, with the things, but attachment with idea, attachment with honor, attachment with expectation. So all this is the attachment that brings problem to our life. All the problems that we have in life is actually created by ourselves, most of the problems. Mm, that's how it happens. Most of the problems. Oh, that person treated me very ill, and I'm so angry with that. Boss is not kind to me, and I did so much to this person that is so ungrateful. All your trouble with all that. My this thing is so ill behaved. My own relative, he should be loving me, but he seems to be so greedy. All these complaints against others are my own created thing, because I expect a lot from them, and I expect, and when expectation doesn't meet, and I create the problems. If I do not expect from others, then there is no problem. Only problem is if other person has to be very respectful to me. Nobody can be ill-respecting. Nobody can say anything to me that should hurt me. I am so like a touch me not plant. Touch me not, if it touch, it just wilts. Like that, I am also like that. If someone says, "Oh, really, I didn't like your idea," what he knows? My idea was so great. Just because that person said he didn't like my idea, I totally identified myself with my idea. My idea, maybe I will dislike tomorrow, but today, I and my idea are same. My idea has to be liked by all. My songs have to be liked by all. My lectures should be so all praised by others. Somebody says something and then we react. Liking and not liking is their thing. So they have right to not to like you, not to like your idea, not to like your presentation. They have right. And when they say they do not like, it's okay. Everyone has someone like, someone dislike. What to do? That's up to them. So why should I be worried? My boss doesn't praise me but praises other. Why it bothers you? Get the paycheck. Let him not praise you. Oh, you did not even say thank for that. Like that, expecting silly things. Thanks for after doing something. What does it matter if people thank or not? You could do some good to others. That itself is a reward. That itself is a thank. Saying thank, oh, how grateful I am to you. There is no person like you. Why I have to listen, hear those things? So great. I have not seen so kind you are. Perhaps there is no other kind person like you. You are so wonderful. Why so thought like that? So if we expect those and those do not come, we suffer. Who creates this suffering? We ourselves, by our expectation and by our weakness of not withstanding little criticism, little dislike, little some words. So that we create that we become so weak in the sense, so dependent on others praise and others glory or making to us, very much dependent on our peace to others. And then who disturbs your peace? Others disturb? No, it is your expectation that disturbs your peace. Do not expect from others, you are always at happiness. So that is what Jnani is. Jnani is detached. He has no expectation from others. That's what Sri Ramakrishna beautifully says about the Jnani. Let us read further. He is saying, according to Vedanta, waking state too is unreal. Once a woodcutter lay dreaming. When someone woke him up, greatly annoyed, he said, "Why have you disturbed my sleep? I was dreaming that I was a king and the father of 7 children. The princes were becoming well versed in letters and military arts. I was secure on my throne and ruled over my subjects. Why have you demolished my world of joy?" "But that was a mere dream," said the other man. "Why should that bother you?" "Fool," said the woodcutter, "you don't understand. My becoming a king in the dream was just as real as is my being a woodcutter. If being a woodcutter is real, then being a king in dream is real also." So, dream and waking state are comparable. Dream, for some time it breaks and everything is lost, all gone. I was a king and I had 7 princes and they were all very learned, bright, and I was secured in throne, all he saw. And someone gone, after nothing is there, neither princess nor throne. What is the remaining reality? Woodcutter. He has to go to forest, chop the wood, bring that back to city and sell and hard work. Now he says, "Why did you break my that?" This person said, that was a dream. Hmm. Why are you relying on dream? If that was a dream and unreal, then how is this? This being woodcutter is also a dream. This waking is also a dream. We are dreaming what we are doing. That's all the play. After this dream is gone, we wake up, nothing remains. And that waking up is called death. Of course, in death, we go to other dream. So that is what reincarnation is. So this dream, this world, with things gone, and finally death comes, and then we wake up from this dream. Immediately we fall into other dream. Then we are born. Then we are growing. Then we are again another dream started. So dream to dream, dream to dream. That's how the thing goes. That is what is called waking. That is what is called reincarnation. That is all what is called punarjanma. All is dream for the time being. Oh, I lived for 80. You see, for the time being, like dream was just one night thing, and you live for 80 years. 90 years, it is so long a time. Why you compare dream as momentary, 2 hours you are dreaming so nice thing, and it's 80 years you live? How can say this is as like a dream? Yes, this is also exactly like that. In the dream, when he became the king and had so many children and king and the letters and training, it was not 2 hours for him. In the dream time, it was many years for him. Like that, in waking state, many years for us is just in the waking state, like a dream. It is not really waking, really that long time. You know the story of Narada and Krishna. Narada asked Krishna, what is Maya? People call Maya. But I don't feel this Maya has some power. What is this Maya thing? So Krishna said, okay, I will let you know. So in time when he comes. So Krishna and Narada were walking near the river, and Krishna said to Narada, Narada, can you bring me some water? Drink, I feel like drinking. So Narada went, and village was there, knocked the door. He saw a young woman open the door, and he fell in love with Maya. Already Maya started. Fell in love with that woman, and asked for her hand from her father. Her father says, my only daughter, it's fine if you are in love with that, get married. They got married, and they had children. Year after year passed, one, two, many years passed, and they had three children. They got living in a father-in-law's house, nice, and on the bank of a river, beautiful place. No, we had a lot of field, no dirt, no worries, nothing. Very happy life was going on. One day it poured very heavily. Flood came in the river, and night, dark night, very cloudy, nothing seen, and water entered the house. House was washed away. The whole family then he was somehow gathered together, somehow holding, and it went into the river. House all went to the river. Somehow the Narada, now the householder, father of three children and wife, he was holding children with one hand, all, and the wife with another hand tightly, and going in the water, carried over by the gushing river. So suddenly all this changed, and then suddenly, a current of water comes and takes away one child after another. All three were taken away. Now only wife and him was there. He was holding. Wife is trying to come out. The water is in spate. River is flowing. So dark. Nothing is seen. And one big current comes. Wife also just goes away from his hand. Then somehow water comes and throws him on the bank. He was wailing. In one night, everything went away. All suffering, so much joy gone away. What happened? How it happened? What was my karma? He was just crying, crying. Hear sound. Narada, no voice. Then he gets up from this thing. Did you bring water for me? It is half an hour you have been away. So Narada then got up and said, oh, it is half an hour. Oh, totally I forgot. Oh, this is Maya. In that half an hour of that stage, he felt like years together. All his old good dreams were there. Nothing was in reality. All is made up by the conjured up by the Maya. That is our life. This is all Maya. We are something different than what we are playing. We are playing the role of a different person, man, woman, monk, doctor, nurse, everything, the role we are playing. And this is what we see it in the world. All everything. If little disturbance happen, oh, why this happened that way? So much rain. Oh, my basement got flooded. What difficult this thing coming up. All we get so much worried for little things that happen. These are the parts of life. Basement gets flooded, we get sick and well, and we get flights are cancelled, and there is failure. Sometimes job goes away. Sometimes like that we are fired. Like there are parts of this play going on. If we can take it as the play, big Maya, big play of God going on, so that we enjoy everything you enjoy. Otherwise, if you take too serious and too real, there's nothing else reality other than this, then you suffer. Otherwise, in that suffering also, you can manage well. You can laugh in the things of that happening. You can smile. You can have nice sleep like that. So this is what is the jnani does. He feels that this waking state is also like a dream. It is for the time being, and there are so many things that happen. So many things doesn't happen. Some wishes are fulfilled. Some wishes are not fulfilled. After all, the play goes on, and finally we die, and everything goes away with death. Nothing of this life remains. Nothing from this life we take. We go alone. Only samskaras, our desires, our karma. In a subtle form, it remains with us. It goes and again it sprouts as the karma. If we had desires, those desires will go with us. And those desires will make us the fruition of those desires in the next life, that next dream. Next dream will be supported and propelled by this dream. In some dream, again, it will come true with the dream. So all after all dream. That's what the jnani sees. So that's what beautiful woodcutter. Sri Ramakrishna example is beautiful. Woodcutter is such a jnani. He says, if this world is real, then dream was also real. What a rational thought. In that, I was so much joyful. I had become so rich. I had become king. Though I am a woodcutter, but I had become. Why did you take away that joy from me? And if that was unreal, this is also unreal. If that was for the time being, this was also for the time being. That you felt like long. Oh, you only sleep for 2 hours. This is for 80 years. This 80 years is also 2 hours. Only in the waking state, it looks like 80 years. So that's what Sri Ramakrishna, beautiful example from a wise jnani woodcutter. Ramakrishna always talked about jnana. M writes this. Ramakrishna always talked about jnana. Was this why the master described the state of a jnani? Now he proceeded to describe the state of a vijnani. Sri Ramakrishna talks about vijnani. Now, jnana and vijnana, this is often described, especially when Swami is there, he always talks that Sri Ramakrishna taught vijnana Vedanta, Swami Medhananda for order. So he's very advocates that Vijnana Vedanta is Sri Ramakrishna's original, and his philosophy is Vijnana Vedanta, and that's how he tries to express Sri Ramakrishna in that way. Because Sri Ramakrishna talks about Vijnana, there is a state beyond Jnana that's called Vijnana. So, what is Vijnana? Master. Jnana is the realization of self through the process of neti neti. Not this, not this. One goes into samadhi through this process of elimination and realizes the Atman. What is that process of neti neti, not this, not this? So we are in search of truth or our own self, Atma, my reality, who am I? Then the process of trying to find the truth or reality or our own true self is eliminating whatever we perceive. I am not the body, not this. I perceive body, not this. I perceive my mind, not this. My senses, not this. This is not I. Whatever I perceive, not this. So going on eliminating all that I perceive, and finally, Atman will find itself by just denying that what we perceive through our eyes, through our thought, nothing beyond that. Just Eliminate the thing, whatever you perceive as not you. This is not this. This is not I. Not this. Body is not this. The world I see is not this. Not Atman. Nothing is there. And beautiful that Shankaracharya's this Nirvana Satkam. That is the sadhana. Nirvana Satkam. Mano buddhi hankara chittani naham. I am not mind. I am not buddhi. I am not chitta. I am nothing of those. That is not me. I am something else. मनोबुद्ध्यहंकार चित्तानि नाम न च श्रोत्र जिह्वे न च घ्राण नेत्रे न न च व्योम भूमिर न च न च व्योम भूमिर. Like that the sutra goes. I am not the senses, I am not the akasha, I am not the earth. What? Who am I then? Only it's all not this, not this, not this. Only this comes in Shankaracharya saying, he little goes to say this. What this? This Siddhananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am the Shiva of the nature of blissful consciousness. Siddhananda Rupa Shivoham Shivo. What is that blissful consciousness? We cannot think. You cannot perceive. That's just a word for us. But that is some blissful. We know that bliss is joy. And consciousness is that what makes us conscious. Something awareness, not the aware of something, awareness, which makes us aware of this thing. We are aware of this world. We can perceive this world because of awareness. We can feel that. But what is the awareness? Very incomprehensible. And what is the consciousness? We cannot do. Blissful, we know that joy, we know, sense-born joy, that much we know. So that might blissful might be something very joyful. That is that to find that blissful consciousness, Chidananda Rupa Shiva, what we have to do? We have to eliminate everything. This is not I. So most difficult thing, I am not house, I am not car, I am not table, I am not chair, that we easily feel. But to deny body, I am not body. So that is makes difficult because we identify with the body so much. And body, if you somehow say body comes, grows, yes, it is like that, so it will die. Even the body dies, perhaps I will not die. There comes mind. I am not mind, which thinks. Then come intellect, buddhi, with which I am so much involved. I am not buddhi also, I am not thought. Then what is I am? Like that, if we could eliminate everything, not I, that is the way you reach finally. You can, if you can really eliminate that, then you reach the Atman. Truth you will reach by deep search of the truth, by denying these perceivable objects. So that is how, when you realize that, then you go into samadhi, says Sri Ramakrishna. When you go there, one goes into samadhi through this process of elimination and realizes Atman. So this going into samadhi is not one sentence thing. This eliminating the perceivable things and going into samadhi, Sri Ramakrishna says, deny that thing, negate these things, and then you go to samadhi. But this is a lifetime thing. It's not easy. Whole spiritual practice is centered on that. Lifetime work, then perhaps, maybe, that's why they say, if not this in life, maybe in next life you'll reach the Atman. And you will know that you are that blissful self, that Shivananda Rupa Shiva. To realize that, it is a matter of great spiritual practice. It is not that easy. But finally, that will be there. You realize, I am that blissful self. I am not this body, this mind, this ever changing body, always changing mind, nothing of this, what I think as me, as I. So this is not me at all. Then Master says, you can realize Atman. Okay. But Vijnana means knowledge with greater fullness. Now I realize I am Atman. After that, what? After that, then you first denied everything. I am not this body. I am not this world. I am not this world. Nacha vyoma bhumi, nacha pancha prana. So like that you said, and then you reach that state, and then finally you become Vijnana. When you realize Atman, then you come back and see this world manifested from Brahman. And Sri Ramakrishna gives the example of going to the terrace. Person goes to the terrace, on the steps he's walking and says, step. It is not terrace and climb. So this is not terrace. Just leaves. It is he eliminates the terrace and goes on walking. This is not terrace. Next step. This is not terrace. This is not. And then finally reaches the terrace. Now when he reaches the terrace, then he finds that whatever the material the terrace is made up of, brick, brick dust, lime, the same material make the terrace. So there is no difference. Different is only in name and form. It is called, one is called stairs, another is called terrace. But it is the same thing. Like the Vijnani is the one who realizes this created universe is also Brahman. This is also I. I appear as this universe. What I had denied, not this, then comes, yes, this is I. I am everywhere. I have manifested myself as this universe. So, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya first. Jagat Mithya. Everything is Jagat. Our body also Jagat. All is Mithya. And finally, Brahma Satyam Jagat Satyam. Jagat is also real. Real, not as Jagat, but as Brahman. Brahman, the reality appearing as Jagat. Jagat is not something, nothing established on real. It is the manifestation of the reality. That's why Brahma Satyam, Jagat Satyam, that is Vijnana. Brahma Satyam, Jagat Satyam. Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya, that is Jnana. Jnana and Vijnana, that is the difference. Sri Ramakrishna explains further. Some have heard of milk, some have seen milk, and some have drunk milk. He who has merely heard of it is ignorant, ajnani. Only he has heard milk, he has heard God, he has heard Brahman, but doesn't know anything about it. So he who has seen it is a jnani. He has somehow seen. It is white in color, liquid form. So seen means he knows about milk now. But then he might have analyzed it has so much of this protein and milk sugar and water and all that, all become more and more jnani. He knows a lot about milk, but he is not a big jnani. He has seen milk, he knows about the constituents of the milk, but he is jnani. So how he'll become big jnani? But he who has drunk it has vijnana. That is to say, a fuller knowledge of it. He had studied and researched that milk is a source of energy. It gives you strength. That is all jnana. When he drinks it and gets strength, that is vijnana. Making the jnana practical in life is vijnana. Vishesha Rupena Jnana, perfect knowledge, that's why it's called. So that is Vijnani. After having the vision of God, one talks to him as if he were an intimate relative. That is Vijnana. So God, seeing God as revealing himself, and God you see. That is Jnana. God is real. He exists. I have seen God. So that is still Jnana. Now, Sri Ramakrishna always emphasized see, Narendranath used to come to him, and Narendranath said, God is real, and I see God. Then Narendranath said, you see God, that might be your hallucination, who knows? Then Sri Ramakrishna said, what? He talks with me, converses with me, Vijnana stage. Narendranath said, oh, in hallucination, that also happens. You talk, God also, you feel like God is talking with you, you are talking with him, God, like that. When your mind may create that, make me full like that, it may be hallucination. Oh, monohoy, that also happens when the hallucination happens. That was the doubt that Narendranath used to have. Sri Ramakrishna makes fun of it. And that Narendranath was so much doubting that what Sri Ramakrishna said. But when he first said that, have you seen God in his first meeting? Have you seen God? And Sri Ramakrishna said, yes, I see him. And if you want, I can show him to you. That time he didn't doubt. He was satisfied there is a person who has seen God. God is real. God can be seen. That's Swami Vivekananda felt. Sri Ramakrishna saying, I see God, was so authoritative, so emphatic, that words of conviction that he had seen God was beyond doubt. Even doubting Narendranath could not doubt that whether it is true or not, because his first time he heard someone saying, I see God, I have seen God. And Thakur went further and said, I can show you. That much he could say to Narendranath. So he was very attracted. He decided. But later on, when Sri Ramakrishna would say, Mother said this to me, oh, maybe you see in a dream, like that again, that this thing came for some time. So some who write the book of Sri Ramakrishna and Narendra, they say Narendra doubted for us, because we human beings often we doubt. Narendra represented us, doubting person, doubting Thomas, and he doubted because we all always doubt. And the very doubting person later on becomes so much convinced of the truth of Sri Ramakrishna and his visions and his purpose of life and his pravartana of the Dharma Chakra, that he felt that I have to become a part of the great plan of the providence to revive the Dharma in a new order, and so that the Dharma Chakra is done. So he sacrificed his own family, he sacrificed the good of all duties for his own brothers and sisters, for the greater cause of humanity, like Buddha sacrificing his own wife and child, newly born child, for the sake of finding the truth, to remove the suffering of humanity. For the greater cause, they could do that. Narendranath also was highly convinced and said that if I do not renounce the world and give fully for religion and spirituality, Sri Ramakrishna's advent, people will not fully understand. So he could find that his role in this world as given by God. That was Swami Vivekananda's. That much had come. That's why he could feel that thing, that he has to do that. Otherwise, he wanted to be in samadhi. Sri Ramakrishna asked him during his last illness, "What do you want?" He said, "Oh, you want to give me something? Then make me go into samadhi. I want to be always in samadhi, and now and then coming back to the consciousness of the waking state, eat something and again deep dive to samadhi, to keep the body. Bliss of samadhi is so joyful. Samadhi's joy is cannot be compared with any joy in the world, any sense joy. It is so many thousand-fold joyful, that blissful state. That's why people who go to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, they don't come back to the world. It is said that after 21 days, their body falls and they cannot come back to the world. It's not that they cannot come. They do not want to come. It is that is so blissful state. What will they come for this world? Why we live? We live for happiness, for joy. Everything that we do is for the happiness, for the joy. And when there is so much of joy in that state of nirvikalpa samadhi, why will one person come back to this world where there is no true joy at all? So that's why they do not come back. They just remain in that state and give up the body and merge in the Brahman. They become that supreme Brahman, supreme blissful Brahman, Jidananda Rupa Shiva. So those only who are ordained by God are forcibly drawn from that state to again to this state of human life for doing good to the world. God wants them, their service to be utilized. Narendranath, Sri Ramakrishna, Shankaracharya, all are that type of person. So that's what Sri Ramakrishna is about, the Vijnana, after having a vision of God. First of all, you must discriminate, following the method of neti neti. So that is the how Jnana Margi does. To discriminate, this is not permanent, this is not real, this is not self, all this is impermanent, ever changing. The self is permanent and it is blissful. This life is not blissful. It is so much of impurity in the body, in mind, so much of mixed things, ever changing. How can this be this? That's why this discriminate means separate, segregate from the real thing, and say, no, this is not, this cannot be self, this cannot be Atma. Atman has to be blissful, not changing, uncreated, ever untainted by any weakness, any pollutant. Like that should be the Atman. So not this discriminate, discern that. So he is not five elements, nor the sense organs, nor the mind, nor the intelligence, nor the ego. He is beyond all these cosmic principles. This is from that thing he's quoting. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Nacha Pancha Dhatu, Nacha Pancha Bhayu, Nacha Sapta Dhatu. So he's beyond all that. You want to climb the roof, then you must eliminate and leave behind all the steps one by one. The steps are by no means the roof, but after reaching the roof, you find that the steps are made of the same materials, brick, lime, and brick dust, as the roof. It is the supreme Brahman that has become the universe and its living beings and the 24 cosmic principles. That which is Atman has become the five elements. You may ask why the earth is so hard. It has come out of Atman. Atman is consciousness. How can this be hard? Consciousness cannot be touched, but this earth has come from the consciousness, from the Atman. Then he gives the example all is possible through the will of God. Don't you see that bone and flesh are made from blood and semen? How hard sea foam becomes. So he says that one small cell, when we are born with one cell, it is not hard at all. It's very soft, delicate. And how this cell from cell, soft cell comes this bone, hard bones, and the blood, and so many cartilage, and all these things comes from soft cell. So like that, the changes can happen. Soft, unperceptible, that pure consciousness. From that originates this earth that we perceive, the thing that we see, the thing that we touch. All that has come from that pure consciousness. And he says all 24 cosmic principle has come from that Brahman, that pure consciousness, that blissful consciousness. What are 24 cosmic principles? This is from Sankhya philosophy that has come into Vedanta. 24 cosmic principle is that thing which makes this universe, building materials of universe. So first, one of the 24 cosmic principle is Mula Prakriti, Avyakta, the the creative force in the beginning. After all dissolution has happened, nothing is there, no creation. So Purusha is there, and there Sankhya says there's Prakriti. What we say, the power of Brahman or Divine Mother, we say. They say that Mula Prakriti, the Prakriti in very nascent form, unmanifested, only Prakriti remaining. All gunas are in balance, there is no creation. That is one first. From that comes Mahat, Buddhi. From that originates. Now there is disbalance in the gunas, in the Prakriti. Prakriti is made up of gunas. Three gunas are the thing. So there is disbalance in Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, and there is waves, and then creation starts. What is the first thing of the creation? Mahat, Buddhi. What is the first thing of creation according to our Puranas? From Vishnu comes Brahma. What is Brahma? Hiranyagarbha. That is Buddhi. And that from Mahat comes Ahankara. Buddhi, then I sense. I, individual, ego, Prakriti feels I. From that I sense is born, from that Ahankara comes mind. Fourth, Mula Prakriti, Mahat, Ahamkara, and Manas. Four things happen. Now, Pancha Jnanendriya, five types of sense organs, eyes and ears, or five sense organs. Sense organ doesn't mean this, eye means doesn't mean this. The eye is the principle that helps us to see. This is just the organ. This is not the sense, this is just the organ or external organ. The sense organ is that which really sees. This helps to see. So sense organs are the subtle aspect of the mind. Subtle aspect of the mind. So five sense organs and five karmendriyas. So 10 plus 4, 14. Okay, karmendriya, hand, palm, hand, feet, and tongue, and upastha and payu. Five karmendriyas. So those are also not the hand, means not this hand. Hand is that power in the mind or the sukshma sarira that manifests through this hand. We hold with hand, we walk with feet. Those all are in subtle form in sukshma sarira. But when we get this feet, and that power comes to that pada of that subtle form makes this feet walk. So feet is the external thing, but the pada, the subtle foot, is there in the mind itself, in the sukshma sarira itself. So 5, 5, 10. Now pancha tanmatra. What is pancha tanmatra? Pancha tanmatra is like shabda, rupa, rasa, gandha, sparsha. These are shabda tanmatra. So some that is hearing, sight, and the form, like that. It's very subtle. It does not even matter. Form and the smell, and sparsha, touch. These are called pancha tanmatra. Very subtle. From pancha tanmatra comes pancha mahabhuta. Five elements. What are they? They are Shabda Rupa, like they are like Akasa, Akasa Vayu, Agni, Apa, and Prithvi. So Pancha Tanmatra, Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Gyanendriya. How many? 22. 20. 4, and the four are Manas, Ahankara, Mahat, and Mula Prakriti. 24 cosmic principles. That is what the universe is. Our life is. From Pancha Mahabhuta, that elements, the Akasa, Vayu, Agni, has this whole creative, this nature has come. And our thing, our body has come from that. And in addition to this natural body, we have that Sukshma Sarira made up of other 10 things. Karmendriya, Gyanendriya, and Manas, and Ahankara, and Buddhi. All is there in us. So all that makes our body, human being, and this whole Prakriti is made up of that. So Mula Prakriti manifests as this Prakriti. This all 24 cosmic principles are the manifestation of that Mula Prakriti. When they're manifested, we call creation. When all they come together, it's called Mula Prakriti, Adya Shakti. That is the divine mother, not manifested. When three gunas, this is all made of three gunas actually. Three gunas in balance and no creation. This balance, then creation. That's how this creation is described by Sankhya, and Vedanta also takes that from Sankhya cosmology. Now, after attaining Vijnana, one can live in the world as well. Then one clearly realizes that God Himself has become the universe and all living beings, that He is not outside the world. So, at one place, Sri Ramakrishna says, what is Jnana and what is Ajnana? He says, Ajnana is God there. Setha in Bengali. There, God. That is Ajnana. That is not Jnana. And what is Jnana? God, Heta, God is here. God is in me. God is everywhere. That is Jnana. Setha, there, God, Ajnana. God here, that is realization of Jnana. So here also he says that this whole world is the manifestation of God. One clearly realizes that God Himself has become the universe and all living beings, that He is not outside the world. How beautiful examples are there. Purusha Suktam of our Vedanta is actually that. The great being sacrificed himself. He's considered the body, and from his head came something, from his hand, and it is considered like a human body, and from that has come the whole universe created. So just to say that this is all the creation of from God. And in our this Purana, when Sri Krishna had eaten that thing, soil, Mother Yashoda comes, did you eat soil? She said, no, I didn't eat. You see, open your mouth. She saw, and Yashoda saw whole universe inside his mouth. What does it mean? God has become whole universe. The whole universe doesn't lie, floats anywhere. It is all in God. God is holding it. It is in God. God has become this. That's why Upanishad says, God said, Eko Aham, I am one. And they thought, I want to be many. Being one is boring. For God also it is boring. I want to have some other person to have thing many. I want to be many. Somehow I felt like to become many. And then eko aham bahusyama. I am one. I want to be many. And for God, this wanting and doing is same. For us, wanting and doing is so much different. We want something today. After so many years, I want a nice house. Maybe it will come in this life or not. We don't know. Something this type of house with 4 bedroom and 4 washroom and this lawn backyard. This wanting is easy, but really having that, creating that is so time taking. When it will come, God knows. Wanting may not be what I want, may not be fulfilled in this life. It may be fulfilled after a lot of work, hard work. But God, oh, what beautiful 4 house. Immediately, his thinking is being, creating. I want to be many, and God became many. What type of many he became? He became whole universe, galaxies, solar systems, sun, moon, everything he became. God became all that. Then God is all only this? No. God it doesn't end with creation. God, whole of God has become creation. 1 cup of your milk, you put it with some distinct culture, and it becomes yogurt. Whole milk has turned into yogurt. Now there is no milk left. But creation is not that way. Creation is God has become this creation, but God is infinite. This creation is finite. So infinite cannot just become finite. Infinite remains infinite. But this whole finite creation is nothing but God. It has come from God, it exists in God, it will go back to God. Sankhya will say it has come from Prakriti, it exists as the Prakriti, manifested Prakriti, it will become unmanifested Prakriti, Mula Prakriti or Abhyakta Prakriti, that will become all merged, and that we call Pralaya, destruction, Shiva, the god of destruction. What is God of this? Why should God destroy? This is so nice world, all will be destroyed. Yes, sir, that is the nature. Without destruction, how is the creation happen? You think creation happened without destruction? The destruction and creation that goes on, cycle goes on. That is what it is. So that's what Sri Ramakrishna says. The person who realizes God, they say, whole creation is God. Everything in this world is God. Nothing else but God. And realized person are not disturbed by anything. So many difficulties, so many cruelties, war, battle, killing, all this thing happening in the world. Realized person see all the play of God. That's why Arjuna has so much difficulty killing his own kinsman. Sri Krishna said, come here, see what is creation, what is living being, what are your people you are afraid of killing. Come see. And he saw Vishwarupa Darsana. And Arjuna saw all people that he is going to fight and he is afraid to kill. All are going and dying in the Vishwar, in God's form. God is like the Aham Kalo, like the Kala I have manifested myself. Kalosmi Loka Kshakrit Prabidha. I have manifested, come here, like I am that time who has come to destroy the world. Time is always changing and it destroys the world. It destroys and creates, all happens. Children are born and old people die. That will be there. This creation goes on. So why should we be afraid and feel so sad about the death of an old person? Unless the old person, if we all didn't die at all, there will be no material to create the new bodies, new babies. They will not be born. All our parts go back to the nature and they become the raw material for the body of other people. Otherwise, there will be not even the oxygen for all people to breathe. That's why death is a necessity. So, death is not something to be avoided or hated. Death is necessary. And that is just our spirituality says it is just going back to the form. Nothing is there. Throwing away the worn out cloth, throwing the garbage. And that garbage either you put under the soil or it burn with the fire. Doesn't matter. It is garbage. This body is garbage. When I leave the body, garbage. Body is important because soul is there. Soul is the real thing, purifying thing, glorious thing. When soul leaves the body is just the garbage. So that is what is death. Death is nothing, not to be avoided, not to be afraid of, nothing there. And that will come, this body will die, and body will die, soul will have to reincarnate again another body, and again that will die. Like that, it will go on happening, the play of God going on. Finally, when whole pralaya happens, and then all goes back to goes to ahankara, and ahankara to mahat to mula prakriti, and that lies. And when that another cycle that goes on, cycle goes on. That's what is called life and death. So nothing to be afraid of death. Death is inevitable. Death is in a sense good thing, because it will the body that has been used will go back. Recycling. Death is really recycling. It's nothing. We use the things, and how we put the thing in the recycling. It from this a bag comes. This was a bottle, water bottle. They write. This is green bag. This was a water bottle. It has now become a bag. Like that is our thing. This body goes. It was this person called this Ramchandra. Now it has become Krishna Das. Another boy is born. His name is Krishna Das. But material from this, all people died together in new form. That's what is death. So the jnani person is not worried for, is not afraid or scared for death or changes of the world like that. This war and this thing going on, nothing. Sri Krishna said, that's why are you afraid of death? Everyone is born, that will die. And if you are saying death is so painful, so but who dies? Atma doesn't die, that is immortal. Dehi nityam abadhoyam dehe sarvasya bharata. This dehi, the Atman, is nityam abadhya. It cannot be killed. Even the body is killed and gone. So don't be worried from this thing happening in the world. Don't lose your sleep, but think of God. Things are going on like that. After the world is created, even in Satya Yuga, there have been fight between Asura and Deva always going on. Now also you find war and battle going on. What you can do? That is how the thing, perhaps God's creation, He made that way. God made this world not perfect, but not perfect as God. But Swami Vivekananda says, world as it is perfect. World has to be like that, imperfect. Imperfect world is the perfect world. Means world thing is that way. If it is perfect, then it's no more world. So world has to be imperfect. In that way, world as it is there is perfect, with all the problems and war and battle and injustice and all that. That is what the problem. So only way to get beyond that is is to realize God, the ultimate reality, which is not, uh, which says that the world will go like this maya, this play going on. That if we can understand that and live according to that philosophy of ever-changing world and the world going on like this, then you are not disturbed by the world. You can focus your mind on yourself, true self, which is never it doesn't change, it remains same, unsullied, unchangeable. That Atman, that glorious being I am, focusing on that. Call it Bhagavan, call it Atman, call it Shiva, whatever you call, that we go to that. And when we are focused there to the Atman, we become Jnani. And when we manifest that Atman, you start seeing the Atman in everyone. See here the Atman, there also Atman. Same being, I am here, I am there. Then you become Vijnani. Then you see yourself in everyone. Then you love everyone. Then you feel anyone in suffering. You feel it is your suffering. You go to help that person. You try to help that person. Then you become Vijnani. So both ways it happens. You help those. You feel little bad when people die, but something are beyond your control. What you will do? What you will do for the battles and all those going on. So, where you cannot do anything, just pray that good thoughts prevail in the people who really decide about the battle and wars, and they do not go on killing the people. Why they have to kill? God is there, their life is there, our prarabdha is there. The prarabdha will kill. Why you have to kill in between? So prarabdha will take us away. So you just keep it peacefully to yourself. People will are born and they will die. And in the meantime, these people come in the between and they say, this is mine, this is your, you are bad, I am good. And everyone saying, you are bad, I am good. So, and killing whatever you give first name bad, and they start killing that way. And with prayers, maybe good thought will prevail and say, I am good, you are also good. I didn't realize that. And all may all goodness prevail everywhere. And that is the prayer of a seeker of God, of a spiritual person. Thank you very much. Now the closing chants. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padpadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. So next Friday class will be online only.